Right, welcome back. Last time, we actually managed to embrace commercialization. So, well, that reduced tech costs by 25%. Excellent. Of course, my penalty is still 61% because casual literacy and Columbian imports, though the second is spreading thanks to me keeping peaceable relations with New Spain, at least for the time being. I'll keep that up until I'm capable of... until it spreads to both sides, more or less. Although that's going to take about 10 years. 10, 15 years, so... But at that point... yeah. Casual literacy is also slowly spreading. It should come a lot faster once it reaches the capital. Once commercialization reaches the capital, though. Because it's major center of learning. There's a lot more knowledge production here than in Cuzcaltan, which is just a... well, still important, but definitely limited when it comes to how much knowledge it produces. There's 6.117 in Cuzcaltan. In Cuzcaltan, that amount is instead 15.509. So, basically double. More than double. And yeah, it's a squared increase in output, so... it's definitely going to go a lot faster. It might even outpace the arrival of casual literacy in Cuzcaltan. I do, however, need to deal with reforms and whatnot, as well as, more specifically, legitimacy. That's going to be difficult to keep up high. I'm also still dealing with the aftermath, although to a lesser degree, of the reforms here in direct and indirect taxation, which is keeping the country pretty unstable. That plus other things I'm trying to do all together is leaving me with some level of difficulty. Excellent. Did cost me 150 ducats, but I am capable of vassalizing them, so... of course, if I really want to do anything, I would have to start colonizing this way, but... that's something that can be dealt with later. Oh, they're prepping for war? That's actually not good. Okay. I'm thinking it's because they might be able to drag some of their allies. Well, you don't have a military at all. Nor a capability to do so, so... Scuttage. You would just get sieged down and not provide any assistance. Right, okay, so... quit drilling. combat width is 12, with a lot of provinces producing that further, so... theoretically bombards might be a good idea, but they provide such low levels of fire that it's not really worth it in any way, shape, or form. Next time they gain any fire is tech level 15, so... Yeah... It's gonna be better just to get more infantry, just to fill up the ranks a bit more. Just move over to Tyosun. Okay. One Barbard for sieging, and the rest should be Jaguar warriors for combat purposes. I don't have access to cavalry, nor will I for a while. If at all. Could I not use cavalry? Strange. That might cause difficulties elsewhere. I certainly hope not. Using them a small gift of gold, especially since I'm producing a huge amount of money from taxes now. It's amazing. $30 ducats a month. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. My income has spiked dramatically. It also helps that provincial corruption is going down too, which means that the loss to corruption is reducing even further. Right now my average provincial corruption is 42%. My laws are actually providing a negative impact to corruption. Sadly, autonomy seems to be increasing, although it's decreasing. Okay, so the problems that autonomy are causing are also decreasing as well, and as my state reach improves, it's just going to get better. Really, the biggest problem is how much corruption I have in the state, but I believe that value comes from how much corruption you have up here. And as state corruption reduces, which that value I think comes from provincial corruption, pretty sure on that, everything will decrease and get better. I just need to wait. Give her enough time for her to improve. Right now there isn't much to do that's capable of reform other than secularizing. Not something I'm planning on doing. It's not worth it. I could also shift the nobles away from service dues to cash dues, although for right now that's not a great idea because of how reliant I am on the nobility for manpower. Once I get to volunteers, probably. Since at that point increasing welfare of the people gets me more manpower. So, yeah, and additionally all my most reforms that I can do end up raising base welfare, so which is all good. All of it. It's also a question of other bureaucratic reforms I could theoretically do, but the aristocrats just have too much influence. Though I do wonder... Nope, nothing I'm willing to give them. It's probably something... Yeah, promote support commerce. Oh, and tax relief, because I don't actually tax commerce. So, apparently the taxation system decided it's just not worth it. Enough, I'm getting 30 ducats per month, despite the fact that 15% of my tax income, or at least admin tax income, is getting transferred to the clergy. Which is probably a large amount of money, but it can't be that much more than their own natural income, right? Yeah, they earn 800. They earn almost 900 ducats a year. Which actually isn't that much compared to the other estates. The burghers get more than double, with 1,850. And the nobility get, again, almost double. Not quite as... less than double? Not by much, though, with 1,760 ducats a year. The burghers certainly earn more money. The nobility just have more plain influence. Just honestly kind of expected. Oh yeah, I don't get much money from tributes anyway, so reducing tributes is for free, basically. That's all the points I spend to activate it, but I have way more points than I need right now. I'd like to keep it at around 2,500 for when I embrace the institutions in order to minimize the chance that I lose points in the process when I'm jumping through tech. Zoom. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of direct taxation, so... Oh hey, I can upgrade those too now. Channels tax? And... I know what alcohol's excise is. The name kinda gives it away, but channels tax? Wealth tax! Ooh, this is like income tax, but different. Old-fashioned, maybe, and possibly more egalitarian depending on how you look at it. I do want to check some stuff. Let's see. Yeah, commercialization still haven't had anywhere else. Definitely going to get to the capital first, that's for sure. I think Columbian Imports will hit Alcanol first. Yeah, something looks like it. Although once I get it in both Alcanol and Choctamal, then I won't need help from New Spain, at least not for the time being. Not until global trade happens, at which point, oh joy, we're gonna have to go through this again. Although I'm not even sure when global trade's going to spawn. It might take until the 1700s to do so. It might even end up being the last one. I'm not sure how you're going to get to Admin Tech 34 without embracing commercialization or the scientific methods. Yeah. Okay, once Columbian Imports spread to me, it's entirely possible for it to spread to elsewhere, although I find that somewhat unlikely. Most countries aren't particularly willing to do that. I probably should leave someone to improve relations, shouldn't I? Rent dues, noble dues. Huh. I would prefer we tax the nobles a bit more. But you do you. It does appear if it says it doesn't meet the requirements and doesn't even show the requirements. For some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but sometimes it just does that. Oh, this interaction. There we go. What was the requirements again? I know it was level 3 and all those, and 60 state reach. I'm surprisingly close to that. Huh. And it will also grant me yearly state reach. Sounds amazing. If this will grant even more. Of course, I have to hit that level of state reach first. Can I handle this happening again? Maybe I should wait until the Green Dole ends. When does that happen? 1529, okay. Although Yeah, I think I've hit the end of the session by now, so. Right then. So, Columbian Imports and Casual Literacy are spreading. Thankfully, in Chucktama, it's now reaching 1549, so sub 1550, which is around the time where scientific methods will pop up and cause me problems all over again until I get Casual Literacy in enough places. Although hopefully the two most important provinces of Tutuxiu and Chucktama should be able to get to those without too much difficulty. Hopefully. My other provinces will probably be able to get invention progress once commercialization hits there, but 1560, 1556. Of course, once the capital gets it, it's going to start spreading through adjacency as well, instead of just trade and maybe a little bit of invention progress too, for the case of Kapul and Cuzcaltan. Still, it's going to be a long, long while before anything happens on its own. It's going to be slow. At least Columbian imports are spreading rapidly. Though, as I've said before, I plan on waiting to embrace it because I'm not going to grab tech until I'm capable of getting casual literacy. Thankfully, it shouldn't take too long. As I've said, Chucktama at the very least is sub 1550, so long as I don't drop institution spread too much, which I might end up doing again because these reforms are pretty important for getting the next tax reform. On the other hand, yeah, major reforms are really difficult to deal with. They're expensive. That's the point, honestly. On the other hand, there's also minor reforms. I mean, one of the good things about upgrading the tax collection system is that it will start to give state reach automatically. That's a good thing. A very good thing. Right now, state reach is at stable. It won't change if I don't do anything, because provincial administration has been formalized. There are other things that can raise that, like the next level of provincial administration, which is rational divisions, which gives yearly state reach as well. Plus, going even further here will do it as well. There's also the problem of military organization, although, I mean, this one will probably be a military idea. Not so sure about what this one will be, but I'll probably have the points to go all the way up to 16 at the very minimum. Possibly 20. Possibly. I certainly hope I get enough for whatever I need. Because scientific methods will require 20. Oh, and someone getting in scientific methods. Someone that I know of, which would have to be England or Castile. Thankfully, they should be advanced enough to get that. I mean, Castile's embraced everything, and England, despite the fact that it looks like it's kind of dying a bit, does not have that yet either. Okay, they don't have casual literacy yet, although it is arriving soon in London. Oh well. Just gotta hold out hope and wait. I have also increased the size of my military because I got a warning that Cuzcaltan was, well, from my spy network, Cuzcaltan was planning on invading. So I increased the size of my military by adding an artillery for sieging and 2 more infantry for combat. They haven't invaded, so I might have scared them off. I've also gone ahead and vassalized Koyatok, and I'm currently in the process of doing this for Xonocho as well. Although I'm not in too much of a hurry for this, it's not really a problem, or a necessary priority. Mainly it's because I've got claims over the imps, so might as well go for it. Plus, more vassals would increase my power, and give me more money. I've also gained a huge amount of money from tax income now. Probably because corruption's lowering, although it is starting to increase again. Funny, the laws used to be negative, but now they're positive. I don't know. It works in interesting ways. That's all I need to say. Oh, it's probably because of the anti-corruption measures. I get it. Yeah, let's actually expand the bureaucracy. Sure, I lose some stability. I was planning on dropping it anyway, right? It's gonna be a very, very difficult game of balance to play, isn't it? Reforming the country without throwing my institution progress too much in a rut. Into too much of a rut. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.